Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. We come right back at you. Here we go. We got ourselves a music show from our Newburyport studios here live at Drew's House. I'm so happy to bring in a longtime friend of the show, the one, the only, Charley Carrozo.
Hey Drew, how are you?
Good, man.
It's good to see you again.
You got one for us?
I do.
All right.
This could be our way. This could be our life. This could take all day. This could take all night. Could be we're no longer just riding for the ride. Could be that we're late. Could be right on time. Sing the years away, long way from the end. For this song is over, dance with me. For this song is over, dance with me. For this song is over, dance with me. Time. This could all be better. Surely could be worse. We could peel our past away, write another verse. All about the poisons and the secrets, lawyers and the lies. Darkness of November, there's no place left to hide. Till we're left here, standing right beside ourselves. The outside looking in. Only thing we know for sure in this moment, there's no point going back where we've been and sing the years away, long way from the end. For this song is over, dance with me. For this song is over, dance with me. For this song is over, dance with me one more time. One more time. Sing the years away, long way from the end. For this song is over, dance with me. For this song is over, dance with me. For this song is over, dance with me one more time again.
Hey, Charley Carrozo in the house. How are you, my friend?
You're a great audience. You're a great audience, Drew. I'm doing good.
You're used to just having me. Well, you've been on here many times before now.
It's great, and it's great to see you again. It's always so nice to come in here.
Oh, it's great to see you. I always think this about you, but when I haven't seen you in a while, which is true in this case, you have such a joyous way about you sometimes.
Well, thanks. I'm feeling pretty good. I got a cup of coffee in me, a little Keurig from the studio. I'm feeling good.
That'll be $3, by the way.
So that song, I plan to play that song on here because that's my only song that I have that's about seasonal depression. Which we were talking a little bit before I got in here.
I was wondering, you said November Darkness. I said he took that one conversation we had and opened with it.
Yeah, the darkness of November where there's no place left to hide.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to fight it this year. I don't know how long I'm going to last, but
did it always bother you? I'm 36. As I've gotten older, it bothers me. Last like 5 years.
It really bothers me. Like I'm not. It's, it's no joke. I don't feel. I think I have the thing they call seasonal depression or whatever they call it. But I this year. I'm fighting it. I'm trying to get up early. I'm trying to have a full day before the lights go out.
No, I get it, man.
Or whatever.
I get it. It's rough. My dogs feel it too, I think. I see it. I guess it's time to go to bed. It's not time to go to bed. No, it's not. It's 4:30.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I thought they were smarter than that, but apparently not.
But that's an old one. That's actually from a band called Sun Jones, which was a couple bands ago for me. Which is a great band. We never broke up. We're all good friends. We're still together. We just don't play anymore.
Yes.
But there might be a reunion on the
interesting.
The horizon, so.
I was thinking that because I don't believe I've heard that song before.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Did you come here not planning on playing that?
I was thinking about playing it. I was thinking about what I might do, and I was like, let's with the weather outside and everything else, I was thinking maybe we don't fight it.
There you go. It must be a gift to have the ability to kind of just have all those songs to draw from. I know some of we've joked around on this show. We both like the sad songs and kind of depressing songs sometimes, and you write plenty of those too, which is in a great way. But it must be just to be able to go back to some of those songs from a different time and just pull them out of your back pocket. Like that must be very rewarding. I don't know.
It's rewarding when I can remember them.
Sure. Yeah. You don't have the teleprompter like some of those.
I get that a lot. People are like, I'll be like, oh, I can't. People will request a song, and it's always nice when people request an original. Yeah. And you're like, geez, I can't remember it. They're like, well, you wrote it. Yeah. I was like, you would think.
Yeah, believe it or not. I'm not the best guy to do it right now. That's funny. I took this off the wall because everybody who comes into the studio notices the albums and I talk about them. And this is your last one here. You released this. When exactly was the release date? I remember you coming on.
A year ago.
Almost like a year ago. Yeah.
Almost a year ago today. It was. It was
Blinded Times.
We released it right close by here in Byfield. We had the release party.
I was at that release party, and that was a great night too. But I will tell you, this record, I go back to this a lot. I happen to do a lot of my listening on Spotify. I'm embarrassed to say because I wish I used my record player more because I just think it sounds cool and it's a cool thing to do. But I go back to it on my everyday listening quite a bit. Not every day because that would put me in a weird place, wouldn't it? If I listen.
Hey, look, I think I make 0.01 cents per stream. So go nuts.
So, yeah, but it's a beautiful record though. You did a really great job with it. And
Thank you.
A year later, it's kind of nice to reflect on those things. And
well, the band that I used for this record was the same band that I recorded this latest song, which we're going to talk about, which I suppose is the reason I'm here because I have a new release. And the band was folks from all North Shore people. It's Lynn Taylor, who's an amazing songwriter in her own right. She's on bass and backup vocals. And Gary Backstrom on guitar, who's from Gloucester. Lynn's from Newburyport. And also Charley Rockwood-Farr on drums, who's also from Newburyport.
All friends of the show here, too. They've all been on in their own right. But these are the people that you're comfortable with over the last 5 years of pretty much working with in any way, huh?
Well, when you work, I've played in different, Gary and I have been playing together since the 90s in the Coal Boilers. And actually this band that's doing this, we're now calling it the Coal Boilers Band when we play with a bass player and a drummer.
Oh, okay.
We just played the Newburyport Brewery last week. And so we played Wachusett Mountain this summer. So we've been doing some shows as nice. The band since that release party because
I saw a video of that. Was that a cold day?
Was it? Yeah.
People seem cold, and I was like, Charley looks normal, but everybody else looks really cold. How they powering through here?
It wasn't cold, but
okay.
it wasn't full on hot. I guess it was in the fall, not the summer, but so it's been it's been great. We did the record, and then the release parties sounded pretty good, and we said let's do some more shows. So
awesome.
In the last year, we've done a few as a band, sort of formed a band organically.
Drive Me Home I think you said it was one of your favorite songs on that album, right? Drive Me. I go to that one a lot. That's a very pretty song.
Yeah, I like that one.
Let's go critique all of them individually.
That's got a good vibe.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, Charley Carrozo on the show here joining us. I don't know how many times he's been on now. He's one of our favorites. He's just actually we had you on. I remember for a Christmas show. Like kind of I was calling it the Christmas show at the time because it was like gonna be the last one before Christmas. And I think you said, "Oh, here's our Christmas." What song did you play? Do you remember it? You were like, "What Christmas song should we do?" And it was like I had not heard it before. It was the funky.
Oh, it was probably was it Merry Christmas from the Family, Robert Earl Keen, maybe?
Yes, yeah, I think it was that. Yeah. And you
great song.
You were laughing too much before you even got started. I thought that was
a great
fun.
song.
But yeah, holidays are coming quick. Do you? I mean, I know the darkness is tough early, but do you, once Christmas comes along and all that stuff, do you start to get into that spirit? Do you like it?
I love the holidays. I'm not somebody who dreads the holidays at all. I go a little bit crazy. I don't put anything up before Thanksgiving, but as soon as Thanksgiving's over, I mean, we pretty much have our tree by the end of that same weekend. You know,
my mother had hers up like a week before Thanksgiving. No, 2 weeks before.
Yeah, people do it. People go a little crazy. I like to do them in order. But I am a big fan, and got my mother coming up from Florida this year, and and my niece coming out from San Diego. So we'll have a big family thing.
Awesome. It was your mother-in-law, right, who asked you who called the house after one of these songs, one of the sad songs, and asked if everything was okay.
Yeah, like so we talked about sad songs. The sad songs make me feel better. They always have. Like
what is that? Me too.
And dark songs. I don't know. It's like if I'm in a really bad mood, I'll listen to some really moody, Pink Floyd or Roger Waters albums, even moodier, and it'll get to that. It just somehow for some reason make me feel better after listening to it. So I do the same thing with my songwriting, and then my wife understands that you got to write about real things, and she's my primary relationship, and like everybody's marriage, it's not always duckies and bunnies, and so sometimes I write about that.
And she knows to turn around if she hears Roger Waters playing too.
Well, I'll play a couple. I'll play a couple today that I actually have a couple that I wrote more as love songs to my wife that I'm going to play. So I have some on the other side as well. Isn't that exciting? But this album, that last album, was written, mostly during COVID and mostly during a time when, I think everybody was, shut in and not feeling their best, and. So the downside of writing those songs, my wife understands it and loves them actually, but my mother-in-law sometimes calls the house and says, "Is Charlie okay? Is everything? You guys all right? Everything all right?"
I could not stop laughing when you told me that story. I was laughing forever. I spent a lovely night seeing you with your wife at Hampton Beach this summer. That was it's a fun night for you there.
Yeah,
it was a Sunday night right on the water.
Yeah, that's a party.
It's a party crowd.
I play there every Sunday night, and believe it or not, and you've seen it, but even Sunday nights there are. It's a throwdown.
It's like they don't know it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Any of those people work the next day?
Most of those people are probably on vacation for the week, but that's a fun thing.
That was a fun one. Definitely did that. What now? Yes, part of the reason you're here is because you sent me you just started up a conversation. We were talking about a new release that you have out, and it's a song you've actually played on this show before. I think in its early stages.
Yeah.
But I heard the recorded version, and you did a great job with it. Are we gonna do that one next, or do you want to wait on that one?
I could do that. I could do that one next. Okay. It's out on all streaming services and that all that sort of stuff. I didn't make an album for this one. It's just a single that I released, but it's called Supply and Demand. It's one of those titles that's got a parentheses, so it's called Supply and Demand, and then in parentheses YOCL, and it's a story that started. It's actually two stories, but the inspiration came from a NPR report that I heard years and years ago about the situation with the drug cartels in Juarez. And I don't know if, for all your listeners, I'm sure you've listened to NPR plenty, and they always have a B-roll of audio going. I think they call it a B-roll of audio going behind the reporting. Yep. And, if it's a battlefield thing, you can hear the gunshots, or if you're, in this case, it was a grandmother screaming as she came upon her grandson who had gotten caught in a crossfire, in a drug-related crossfire in Juarez. And the kid's name was YOCL, and that kind of stuck with me. And then years later, I sort of finished this song. and thought up, what if I told that story and at the same time told the story on the demand side of a girl in Boston with a drug problem, and sort of put the two stories together. And so that's what this song is.
It's great. I remember the first time I heard it, it stuck with me for a while. So for those who haven't heard it, why don't you take it away? You want to do
All right. It's called Supply and Demand.
Charley Carrozo live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
5 in the morning, so weed of our rest. Yossi does what his grandmother says. Stretches his arms as he gets out of bed. Runs downstairs for a kiss on the forehead. Yossi eats up his fresh fruit and eggs. Papa's asleep as his grandmother begs him to wake up and start shaking a leg in the board of the school in the US of A. Well, it's 5 a.m. in old Boston town. Looking for more, but a man's not around. Lines on the mirror, lines on a frown. When she used to be young, she could handle the come down. About 35 and she's just getting home. A man one more time and her heart turns to bone. Head hits the pillow, throws down a phone. If there's one thing she hates, it's herself all alone. You'll see how Papa stumbles downstairs and she knows something's wrong. Ain't been himself since the gangs came along. Been a year since Yossi mother's been gone. His eyes show weakness, it once was so strong. The school in El Paso, the son's only hope. The only way out of the guns and the dope. Hope for the future's riddled with doubt. School costs money, now the money's run out. Well, it's 8 in the morning, cracks open her eyes. Looks at herself wearing last night's disguise. Shakes out her hair and she tells herself lies. All the signs of a problem she don't realize. 8:35 and she's late for work. She tries a man one more time, when he answers she smirks. Not to sound desperate, calls him a jerk. He says, I'll meet you at lunch, mama. You want cocaine or perks? You'll see, yeah. Well, Papa sold his soul for his son. Watches him go after run. Never worry where the money comes from. And he never stopped to think about the competition. You'll see us late, so he jumps in the truck. Make it in time if they have any luck. It was the border bridge where the bullet struck. Caught in a crossfire like a sitting duck. You'll see how. Angels pull Papa's soul to the sky. Angels they scream as the grandmother cries. Watches the life run away from his eyes. At 8 in the morning, Yossi dies. Katie goes out that night to get high. She don't care where it come from or why. Long as she gets what she needs to get by. Long as there's a demand. Long as there's a demand. Long as there's a demand, there'll be a supply. 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. Yossi dies.
Charley Carrozo live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. That is his newest release. And, well, yeah, that's a powerful one, man. Damn. I remember the first time I heard that one, you're like, I got some stuff for you today. And you went into that. Man, I love that. It's a creative attack on his song, too, of doing the two worlds colliding there. It's just, I don't know. I told you off the air, very clever writing, and I love it. So
Thank you. Appreciate it.
nicely done. And people can find that, of course, if they're streaming now, but not on
the
an album.
Spotify.
Not on an album.
Ask Alexa. You know.
Ask Alexa.
do
Yeah.
what you know.
You use the Alexas of the world a lot. You do the Alexa, the OK Google. Or
I do not do the Alexa or the OK Google. I
Yeah.
do not let that stuff into my house. But the horse
Yeah.
is probably out of the barn on all that stuff anyway. As
Yeah.
you could tell by the ads that they put on your phone 2 seconds after you talk about something. But,
yes.
You know, but no, I don't have either one in my house.
All right, very good. How's the last time I talked to you? It's actually a band I have not seen, which is surprising. But you were working on another project. You've been a busy man over the last year or so. You had another band you were bringing out.
Yeah, that band didn't last very long. It was like a match lit once and never two.
You kind of predicted that,
And
didn't you?
yeah, well, you know,
You told me.
it was, you know, we could talk about other stuff, but
Okay.
yeah, it was just, it was great, but a great bunch of guys. Some of the personalities didn't work.
Gotcha. Okay. So what is the next step for Charley Carrozo? Like I hear that.
So next step is there. You know, I usually play songs. I usually play like the next song that I'm going to be recording when I come on here. So.
Yep.
I'll play one of those for you.
Does that last song end up on it? Do you have like visions? Like you would like to find a home on an album for that someday? Or?
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure it makes. I'm not sure. This is a difficult question. I'd love
Yeah.
to hear what you think about it, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure it makes sense to do collections of songs in an album anymore. I mean, it just doesn't
Spotify
seem
world.
like it doesn't seem like people are, you know, have the attention span or appetite for it. One song at a time is certainly more economical.
Sure.
You know, so it's a big financial commitment to go into the studio and record 10 songs or 12 songs.
Yeah.
You know, so so financially, I think it's going to be one song at a time.
We get a lot of that from the indie writers that come in and it's one at a time. That's the new business model. Although I do find out a lot of times people will do that for a long period of time and then years later go back and say, I kind of want that to come together as an
Let's
album.
put them all together.
Like
Yeah.
it gives it like some more authority or something. I don't know.
There's songs. There's enough songs that I could do a new record if somebody, you know, if somebody out there in Radio Land hears one of these songs and wants to help me finance a record, I'm all in. But,
Yes.
you know, for now it's going to be
I will
one
listen.
at a time. And then it's looking like, you know, with at least one of the members of that last band that I'm not naming right now. No, but one of the members, at least one of those guys, you know, he and I are probably going to be starting up something.
Oh, cool.
Soon. But Way Up South is still going strong. It's been over 10 years now, and
Wow.
Way Up South is going great. We got a couple shows this weekend. We're doing the brewery tour this weekend. We got Friday at Wachusett Brewery in Westminster, Mass, and then Saturday out at the Timber Yard Brewery in East Brookfield, Mass.
Very nice.
And East Brookfield, it's not as far as you think it is. It's a little farther, you know.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
fair enough.
it's way out there. And then New Year's Eve for Way Up South is going to be Fireflies in Marlboro, which is great.
I know
New
that
Year's Eve
place.
day.
I used to live in Hudson back in the day.
Great
so
spot.
It is, yes.
Playing Medusa quite a bit in Hudson.
yeah.
I don't know the dates, but I'm out there solo.
Solo thing for they were like Medusa had just been born when I was living there, and they like last time I visited Hudson, I was like, man, I saw this happening, but they've completely built up that downtown, and it's a go-to area there.
Yeah, they have a nice outside spot. They have a nice outside, like beer garden, they call it, you know. And it's,
You play outside in the summer.
You play outside in the summer and
Yeah.
inside in the winter. And those people couldn't be nicer. That's one of my favorite.
They're nice people out there.
Yep.
I still think a lot of my friends there. Like it's weird. You ever move from a place and like there were people that you saw almost on a daily basis, but like you never had that thing to like get their phone number or anything. Like then you know you move away, and I'm like, I wonder how that guy Chet was, the locksmith. You know, like, will I never see him again? You know.
Well,
Like,
Hudson's really like. I mean, it's a great little downtown area now.
Yeah.
You know.
People think it's way out there too. I was like, it's a half hour from Boston, just like just like Danvers, my hometown, is and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when you live up here, everything's an hour away.
True.
Except for Portsmouth. I've been playing Portsmouth a lot as well. I've been playing at Cisco Brewery in Portsmouth.
Yeah, great music, little city there, Portsmouth.
Yep.
I won't get into that. People have heard me do that spiel. I'll get into it a little bit. I wish Newburyport had a little more Portsmouth, where there was like live music every night that you could see.
There was. I wonder when the grog will open back up and get that going.
That's a big loss, the grog, yeah.
There was a little bit more of that going on. But
I've told the mayor that too. The mayor wants it too, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how much pull the mayor has for the...
How much pull do you have with the mayor?
We'll see what I can do. Oh, man, that's funny. Charley Carrozo in the house again, joining us live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Again, Maeve Power producing the show, Sarah Hayden, the boss, Ryan Rothberg in the house. Who else? Maya Gassman's here. Our small but mighty team here in Newburyport doing the thing. What do you do for the... so when you play a song like that, so I've heard it now both acoustically and how you produced on the record. I know there's always the fear of you write that thing on the guitar and then you go into the studio and it just gets messed up. You just don't get it right. There's always that fear, right, when you take that into the studio?
So there's a reason that I'm still working with this exact same group of musicians to record 2 projects in a row. And, they're just great listeners, so they can listen to what I'm thinking in terms of ideas. They're also great collaborators where they can take an idea that I have and make it better. And they're super prepared. Like when we go into the studio, it only takes a couple rehearsals and then we go in. So we're not beating it to death before we go in. We actually wrote a different intro the morning of the recording studio. We're like, you know what, that's not really working. Let's try something else for the intro that'll be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit better. And they're all talented enough to just do it. And then intuitively, they all just know what a song needs. So there's very little that I have to say to people in terms of like, do this or do that.
Right.
They listen to the song. They have a very good idea of what the song needs. And we just have a really great connection that way. And this last recording was, and anybody who's ever recorded anything, knows sometimes you'll go into the studio and because you only have a certain amount of time, a certain amount of budget, you have one day to get it right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you compromise. Sometimes you get what you get and you're like, okay, I'll live with that. But this wasn't one of those situations. We went in there and we had kind of a magic day. Did it 3 times. I think all 3 of them could have been on the record.
Wow.
And the one we kept, we're just all really happy with. So.
Well, that's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, it was. I'm proud of this one. I guess I've said this to a couple friends. I guess you're supposed to like the last thing you did.
Yeah.
The most, I guess you better, like the last thing you did the most. But I'm really fond of the way that this came out.
Sure. So. Very cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
So go listen to it.
Do you want to you want to play one of the love songs? I know you were.
Yeah, I have a couple songs. All right, so let me play this one. I don't think I've played this on the show before. If I did, it would have been like right when I wrote it. So I'll try it again. This is an anniversary song that I wrote
lovely.
for my wife Julie.
Charley Carrozo, live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. Take it away, my man.
They told us our love was never gonna last. They knew better than you and me. So I thought I'd take a moment and write you this song on our 18th anniversary. Remember when I first fell into your eyes, you were making fun of me. You heard that I was trouble, and I knew that you were double when you kissed me up against that maple tree. They told us our love was never gonna last. Said we were getting far apart. Nothing but the stars could ever burn so bright. I guess we showed them all. The first year was paper, the 5th year was wood. We were headed for silver and gold, just like you always knew we would. Through again together as we grow old. They told us our love was never gonna last. They said we were headed for a fall. Nothing but the stars could ever burn so bright. I guess we showed them all. I still love you like I did when we were young. Looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. All the years together and the years that gone by, and you still wear my ring. Nothing in life is perfectly fine. There's some waves upon the stormy sea. But I'm writing you this song from safe in our sweet harbor on our 18th anniversary, where they told us our love was never gonna last. Said we were headed for a fall, and nothing but the stars could ever shine so bright. I guess we showed them all. Well, I guess we showed them all.
Very nice,
right.
Charley Carrozo. Now in very good graces at home. Playing the anniversary song.
There were a lot of doubters out there. There was a lot of people who said, Julie, you're making a mistake.
And the overs have it. Oh man, the over-betters win.
That's right.
That's right. There was funny. We don't really plan what we talk about on this show, but when you do have your friends on the show, I got to know your wife here over the years, and on Facebook she posted something one day. I was just thinking of it as you were playing that song. And did you buy a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, the problem the problem with that is I bought a second boat.
Oh, the second boat was the problem.
Yeah.
And she was hilarious.
I'm going to sell the first one. Okay. If anybody wants to buy a boat.
Charley Carrozo on the show, live at Drew's house. The post that she said, she just phrased it so, knowing her, the humor is just perfect. It was like, out of, I forget how she said. You probably remember it. Out of nowhere,
she said she contemplated
divorce.
Yeah.
And now I love this boat or something. And I was like, yep, that's Charley.
Yeah. I like to go sailing, and I got a sailboat that was a little bit bigger than the one that I had before.
Yeah.
And I did, before I bought it, I told everybody that the reason I was buying it was because, I wanted Julie to be more comfortable on the boat, which is true.
Kind of, yeah.
It's true,
yeah.
Sort of, but no, she went out and I was it was one of those very lucky days. Anybody that's been married or in a relationship will, she came on, she was like, I love the boat. And she was silent at first, and then she said, I love the boat. And then it was like, okay, phew. I was out of the doghouse.
What is the plan if she doesn't love the boat?
Well, it was done. That was a done deal. I told her, I said, I woke up one morning, I said, I'm going to go look at a boat, and it's in Connecticut. And I went down and looked at it, and then a couple of days later, I said, I'm going to go to Connecticut tomorrow. She's like, why? I was like, well, I'm going to grab that boat and sail it back. So
I love when you post videos of your sailing. Usually it's like, you get ready to go out and wherever, and you'll do a quick check-in, but you look very happy when you're about to set sail.
Yes, another reason why I get the seasonal depression. When I put that boat away, I get a little sad, but that's all right.
I guess that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Very good. People that sail, they tell me it's like, I guess anything. It's like a golf, if that's your getaway. I don't know. But there's something about what is it?
Whatever.
What is it for you? That like, is it peace of mind? Is it?
It's very much. It's one of those things where you have to pay attention so much that it takes up. You can't really think about anything else. So whatever's going on, you kind of forget about it for the time being.
Gotcha.
And there's always this moment where you put the sails up, and there's always this moment where you turn the engine off, and it's silent. And that's my favorite moment, and it's just, and you're moving without any noise other than the boat moving through the water and the wind, and it's just it's a great feeling.
Well, that's beautiful. Does that moment? Sorry to ruin the beautiful moment. Does that moment ever go wrong?
No. I mean, it's.
That's like the test moment, right? Have I done everything right?
I'm a pretty fair weather sailor.
Okay.
I go out there. I don't go out in a monsoon.
Gotcha.
I don't feel that need to.
Okay.
put the rail in the water, as they say, every time I go out sailing. And, so I have I go out when it's pretty nice out. But tomorrow, I am going out tomorrow at 52 degrees. So that'll be a little chilly.
Nice.
Put a hat on. And
when you were describing that, I thought of this. I talked to a pilot once. And to this day, when I fly, every single time we take off, I think about it. Like he told me this 12 years ago. And every single time I've been on a plane, I think about it. He goes, experiences I get, there's really no luck involved. You're in safe. But even as a pilot, I take that plane off, and there's always that half a second when you're lifting off, where you got to depend on gravity, and there's a little bit of trust that goes into it. And usually most piloting is not so much trust. It's, it's mechanical and it's experience and all that stuff. But just for me, there's always been that moment where you're taking off and you got to let gravity do its thing a little bit and just trust. And I'm just like, I don't like this story at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's always stuck with me. I think about it every time I take off on a plane.
Yeah.
But
I
think it's probably the safest way to travel, but
well, my son, we're here. We did, Joppa radio, and there's the airfield out there on Joppa Flats.
Yep.
And my wife and I are always saying, well, to my son, my 15-year-old son, do you want to take flying lessons? He's like, hell no.
Yeah.
He has none of that. Anything that's like, he understands the mechanics of it. He understands the physics behind it. He's a pretty bright kid, understands the physics behind it. He said, why would I ever do that?
Right.
He's like, way too much risk.
I'm with him.
So.
I'm so with him. Yeah. And I had this conversation with, actually, my buddy Jay Pissarros was on. He's a South Shore guy. I don't know if you know him, but he's a good songwriter from the South Shore. And we were talking about this exact same thing. And, I know that the statistics are you're more likely to die in a driving accident than a plane crash. Completely get it. But I think I'm a pretty damn good driver. And I think I sway those statistics a little bit.
Right.
I don't like not having control. Yeah. I like a little bit of control. So that's why I don't love flying. But I will fly because it's just practical. And I'm not that fearful of it, but I don't love it. I'm not a guy who loves flying like some people love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was wonderful. It's always great to see the family,
Oh, man. It's a lovely time of year, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is.
Your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, my favorite. It's my wife's sausage stuffing.
Oh, I love the sausage stuff. Yeah, that goes around in my family too.
Without a doubt.
That might be my favorite too.
By far.
Do you guys do the onions in it or no?
Yeah, there's onions in it. Okay. There's sausage and a couple other magical things that she puts in it, but the recipe's gotten better and better over the years.
I get worried to even say this because my own father gets angry at me when I say this, but I've tried to tell my mother, I like a batch made without the onions. I am not an onion guy. I never liked it when it was being sliced up in the kitchen. I didn't like the crying part. I didn't like the smell of it. And I don't know. Something about...
You can overdo onions. Yeah. Onions are a watery food. Like I used to deliver pizzas, and I was just getting off of Thanksgiving, but I used to deliver pizzas. And so I'm sort of an aficionado. I said we were going to talk about sandwiches and things today, and because I had a best sandwich of my life recently. But
okay.
But you deliver pizzas, and the wateriest pizza that will slosh over in your car and that you got to watch out for because you could end up being over on one side of the box is the onion mushroom pizza. Onion and mushroom it's a watery topping. It can make it really soggy. I don't like any bread that's soggy, whether it's a sandwich, whether it's pizza, whatever it is.
Yep.
So I understand what you're saying on the onions.
I had never thought about that.
You can overdo it.
I had never thought about that. I literally learned something new every day. That's an awesome thought. Is the the little
I don't know about that, but
the little cups? Actually, one of my bosses, whenever somebody says that expression, they go, "That's the thing about me. I'm very experienced. I don't learn something new every day." Like it's kind of the people that haven't. It's kind of the people that haven't done enough reading. They're learning something new every day. You're not going to find that.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, is that what the little cups are for too? To make sure that the box doesn't sink into the.
Yeah, you keep the box off the top of the. That's to keep the cheese from getting stuck on the box. But
do you always get tipped well?
Yeah, I used to get really good tips. You know, it was.
You get a charming.
Back when I did it was a long time ago. But back when I did it, I was. I went to Tufts University down in Medford, and there was a place called Espresso's Pizza, which isn't there anymore. But they used to deliver until 3:30, 4 in the morning sometime. I mean, they would never close, and we'd all be sitting around.
Yeah.
And they delivered, and this is a different time, right? They delivered cigarettes. And as long as you ordered, but you had the laws, I guess, where you had to order ice cream or something else. They couldn't just deliver cigarettes.
Oh.
But so the kids up at the campus would be calling all the time to deliver cigarettes. So I would be delivering a pint of Ben & Jerry's and a pack of Marlboro Reds, and at 4:30 in the morning. And there were many times, not just one or two, but there were many times where I would put the ice cream on the cigarettes on a passed out person, take the money out of the wallet, give myself a nice tip, and leave.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because by the time I got there, people were
It's definitely a story
out.
you have not told, which
You
is
know,
fantastic. The Warren Zevon song. Oh no, that's Lawyers and Cigarettes, I believe is that song. Yes, that is funny. Ice cream and cigarettes.
Yeah.
What year is that? You think? When did that stop?
So that would be, that was back in that was back in the early 90s.
Early '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think that's ever crossed my mind ordering cigarettes delivery. Granted, I don't smoke, but I don't remember seeing it. So man, that is
No, it was
crazy.
a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
You know, one of your fellow alums, did I just say that right? Tufts University was in the news here recently in recent weeks. Did you see the Tracy Chapman became the first black singer to ever win a country music award for Best Songwriter of the Year, Best Song of the Year, because Fast Car got covered by Luke Combs. And I thought that was kind of a big moment for the CMAs, even though...
I was a freshman when Tracy was a senior.
No kidding.
And we used to see her play in the coffee houses.
Oh, wow.
And we always used to say it was a good... and also at this place called the Crafts House where she lived, and a lot of the, the artsy sort of hippie type folks lived. And we always said it was a good barometer to see who had had too much to drink, because it was whoever had the bad judgment to take the guitar away from Tracy, as they were passing around the guitar. And be like, nobody wants to hear you sing, man. Give it back to her. It's like, what are you doing?
That is
but
too good.
she was fantastic. And, her, she still is fantastic, but her stuff was... it was really like edgy and militant, and the stuff that made it on her first record was very different than what she sang in the coffee houses. Like, it was full on protest, very like, edgy material that she was doing back. It was awesome. I loved it.
Well, talking about her evolution ends up being on that first album, right? But but it was even edgier than that.
I think there was a song called "When You're Rich and Male and White." There was it was a different.
Wow.
It was a different vibe.
Did you know it?
That one didn't make the record. That one didn't make the first record.
The record companies didn't know that one? Yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh, that is funny. But did you know it right when you were watching it? Like, this is a star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
She was a big deal, and this is well before I think it was one of the record execs' sons saw her, like Koppelman's son or something saw her in Harvard Square, I think is the story.
Okay.
But she was pretty much a legend at that time.
Too cool.
Already.
Man, what a story. But I stumbled upon that story today. There we go. Yeah. Always fun with Charley Carrozo.
We never run out of things to talk about, Drew. It's always great coming in here.
All right, so you're launching us into our post-Thanksgiving, into the holidays. Did you say you got another love song? Are we doing another love song to bring us home?
I got another one. Yeah, this is one.
Not used to two love songs from
lyrics.
you one day.
Lyrics by my friend. This is sort of a fun summertime, springtime.
All right.
Song. So this will get us out of the doldrums here of the weather, but. This one is the lyrics were written by my friend Franny Gallagher, who wrote a couple songs on that record with me. He wrote two of the songs on that record, actually, the lyrics for it. And we've been collaborating, and this is another one.
All right. And as we say, and happy holidays to you. It's great to see you.
Great to see you, too. Happy holidays. Enjoy the rest of your holidays.
Charley Carrozo bringing us home. As always, he's fantastic. Thanks to our crew here in our Newburyport NCM Hub studios.
Thank you, guys.
Charley's always so gracious. Bring us home, my man.
Shut my eyes, anticipate. Open arms, I won't be late. See the way our secret place, lying in wait. on there.